What's up, y'all? It's Kamikaze MMA coming back for another video. My computer broke, so now we're on the iPad. Let's go, y'all. I filmed this video 5 times now. It's my 5th time filming this, so let's hope this one gets through. Let's start it off with Markel Medeiros versus Mark Chwinsky. We're all rooting for Mark Chwinsky, but I don't think he's gonna get it done, guys. I'm gonna pick Markel Medeiros because I've heard his name before. Mark Chwinsky, I'm sorry, I just can't put my money on you. With a last name like that. Quillen Salkild versus Yanal Ashmuz. You know, I was going to pick Quillen Salkild at first. Now I'm picking Yanal Ashmuz. I just think Quillen Salkild is getting knocked out in the second round. That's what I'm picking. I'm picking Yanal Ashmuz by second round TKO. KO. Moving up. Jekka Sarig versus Yu Jo Sang. You know, we're all going for Jekka, the power bomber, the Asian power bomber. But I think Jo Sang's gonna submit him in the first or second. Moving up, Irene Lipsky versus Wang Kong. I'm picking Wang Kong. Irene Lipsky isn't supposed to win fights, and if she does, it's a fluke. So we're picking Wang Kong. We're picking Wang Kong, all right? Moving up. Let's move up here. Let's see. We got Chaos Williams versus Andreas Gustafsson. Now my prediction for this fight is that it will not happen today. Someone's going to pull out before today. That was my prediction a little while ago. But seeing as it is the day, maybe this fight happens. I'm going to pick Chaos Williams by KO if this fight does end up happening. Second round KO. Sergey Spivak versus Waldor Cortez Acosta. I'm picking Waldo Cortez Acosta. I just think he's better in the in the striking, and I think it's pretty even in the grappling, to be honest. I think Sergey Spivak is terrible in all honesty. So we're picking Waldor Cortez Acosta, guys. Let's go. Brindison Ribeiro versus Azamat Mirzakhanov. Now these next 2 picks are pretty easy for me, in my opinion. Azamat Mirzakhanov is gonna knock out Brindison Ribeiro in the first 2 rounds, probably the second, but he's gonna win. Waldo Cortez Acosta probably by decision, but Azamat Mirzakhanov probably by second round TKO. That's what I'm seeing. Bruno Silva versus Joshua Van. Joshua Van by decision. I think this is pretty easy. Charles Johnson is way better than Bruno Silva. I think we all know this. And Joshua Van has gotten better since he lost to Charles Johnson. So yeah, we're moving on. Vicente Luque versus Kevin Holland. This is a tough fight to pick, in all honesty. Because I think I really do think it's 55-45% that Kevin Holland wins. But I think there's an 80% chance that Vicente Luque is about to get a submission in the second round. So I'm picking Vicente Luque by second round submission. Or like a weird fluke win. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like that's going to happen. Mario Batista versus Patchy Mix. Now we all know who everyone's going for. We're all going for Patchy Mix quite heavily. I think Patchy Mix is better in the striking and the grappling. If I'm being honest. Maybe not as good in mixing the two, which gives me a sense of fear that Mario Batista could possibly win this. But I'm gonna pick Patchy Mix by decision, based on damage. But I think Mario Batista is gonna be holding him against the cage for a good amount of this fight. Moving up, Joe Pyfer versus Kevin Gastelum. Now, I think we're gonna see Kevin Gastelum go out flat. I really do. I think he relies on his chin a lot. And the first clean punch that Joe Pyfer lands, I think, is going to send him to the Shadow Realm. They both come out. They're out there. They're ready to box. You know what I'm saying? Come in it. Ooh. Kevin Gastelum's going to go, like, for his slow man southpaw jab, right? Joe Pyfer's just going to be like, dude, what are you doing? Bing! And knock him out. And so, yeah, that's what I see happening. And then we got Kayla Harrison versus Juliana Pena. Now, I was going to pick Kayla Harrison. Well, actually, I was going to pick Juliana Pena until the press conference, and now I'm kind of leaning towards Kayla Harrison. But I think Juliana Pena is going to win this. Let me explain how both of these ladies win. This is probably the most detailed breakdown that you'll get for this fight, okay? Because this is actually not a bad fight, okay? For women's MMA, this is not a bad fight. For women's bantamweight, this is a great fight. For women's MMA, it's not a terrible fight. Juliana Pena is terrible. Kayla Harrison is pretty good at grappling. Juliana Pena is pretty good at grappling. They're both terrible on the feet, but Juliana Pena throws. So this is how I see it going. If Kayla Harrison wins, I think she's going to get a takedown in the first couple of seconds of the fight and just TKO Juliana Pena in the first round. And then the second round comes along, same thing happens, and the ref finally stops the fight, steps in and stops it. So I'm picking Juliana Pena by... Oh, but that's how I think if Kayla Harrison wins. I think she could possibly win a decision. I don't trust her gas tank at 135 whatsoever. Juliana Pena, the way she wins is she gets taken down in the first or the second, probably the first, held for like 2 minutes, maybe gets like a bruise on her eye in the first, gets up, starts piecing up Kayla Harrison. Because Kayla Harrison's just going to stand like this bag over here. She's just going to stand there like this while they're striking. Like, literally, she's just going to stand there like this, and Juliana Pena is just going to be... like it's a cardio kickboxing class. And that's going to piece up Kayla Harrison. She's going to be boxing on her like Kayla Harrison's holding up pads, and Juliana Pena is just going... And what am I saying now? So yeah, that's how I think Juliana Pena is gonna win. I think the second round comes along, she's piecing up Kayla Harrison some more. Kayla Harrison's starting to fail takedowns. Third round comes along, Kayla Harrison is gassed, looks terrible, just like, oh, and then shoots for another takedown, like struggles to get up from it, and then the fourth round comes along, and Kayla Harrison just crumbles under the Pena pressure. The patented Pena pressure, bro. Where Pena's just going like... I don't think Kayla Harrison could take the smoke, bro, with Pena. I don't think she can. But, yeah, so that's my pick for this. Fourth round TKO for Juliana Pena. I could see either of these women... I could see Juliana Pena winning a decision too, if her doesn't break Kayla Harrison, but I really think it will. I think Kayla Harrison's going to be so gassed in the fourth round that Juliana Pena barely touching her. Who Joe? It's the same drill, dude. It's the same drill. Who is Joe? I don't know. Who is Joe? What? Juliana Pena, I think she's gonna get her with her Joe drills, you know, just up against the cage. Moving up. Now, I tried to make a video about this before, but of course my computer would not film anything for the past week, so it's whatever. Merab Dvalishvili versus Sean O'Malley should have never fucking happened for a second time. Sean O'Malley is the least deserving title challenger of all time, and he's gonna knock out Merab, and you're gonna be like, see, he was deserving. See? He was deserving. No, he wasn't, dude. Okay, let's go over his career. Knocked out Eddie Wineland, right, 5 years ago, right? Still famous for that. 5 fucking years ago, he knocked him out. Then he gets knocked out by Chito Vera, one of the worst bantamweights on the roster, in the top 15 at least, if he even is still in the top 15. Couldn't knock out Chris Moutinho. Ref had to stop in to keep his KO streak alive. Thomas Almeida was a pretty nice knockout. It was a good knockout. Lost to Piotr Jan. Quick early stoppage with Aljamain Sterling, and people be like, it's not an early stoppage, man. It is an early stoppage. I don't care if he landed maybe 2 or 3 punches while Aljo was on the ground. Aljo was about to stand up and they stopped the fight. And you're like, you just want to see Aljo go out cold. It's a championship fight. I don't want to see someone about to get back to their feet and they're like, oh, it's over. It's over. You almost got back to your feet, bud, but it's over. Like, I think Aljo would rather go out cold than the ref step in and be like, it's over. It's over. He landed 1 punch on you, bud. It's over. Like, what are we talking about here? I mean, genuinely. He didn't even land 30 strikes on this dude. Terrible. And then he goes against Marlon Vera. No one talks about this. I don't know how we don't talk about this. He talks about this and he doesn't talk about this. What the fuck am I saying? He doesn't talk about this. I'm talking about this. I'm the he. Marlon Vera TKO'd Sean O'Malley in the 5th round of their fight. Okay? He TKO'd him in the 5th round of their fight. Like, literally, and people would be like, what are you talking about, bro? He dominated that fight. Yeah, Sean O'Malley did dominate that fight. He did dominate that fight, but I'm trying to pull up the video for y'all so y'all can see. He TKO'd him at the end of the fight. Let's get there so y'all can see what I'm talking about. Because you're gonna be like, no man, he didn't get TKO'd. If Merab Dvalishvili lost to Ricky Simone because of that guillotine, then guess what? Sean O'Malley lost to Chito Vera. Okay, sorry. Oh, they didn't fucking show it. At the end of the fight, the knee that Chito landed, or the body shot, I forgot which one it was. Sean O'Malley he crumples up, and he's like, oh, fuck. Oh, like, on the ground. Whatever. And people are going to be like, oh, well, he wasn't on the ground right when the bell rang. Yeah, neither was Merab. Merab stood up, and the doctors came in and put him back down and were like, no, lay down. You're fine, lay down. He was standing up. Merab stood up right after the Ricky Simone fight. He went, oh, okay, and then stood up. He was on the ground already. Sean O'Malley was standing up, and then he went to the ground. And then he didn't stand up until the decision was announced. I just can't believe it. But whatever. We're going with whatever tonight. I don't know why this is in the middle of the screen. It's kind of annoying. I don't know if y'all can see it, but it's whatever. So it just pisses me off because it's just like, I would much rather see maybe, Merab Volk. I think that's a really good fight. And I don't think people talk about that either, but it is what it is. Sean O'Malley does not deserve the shot, and if he wins, I'm going to be fucking pissed off. Because he doesn't deserve it. And the only way he wins is with a lucky punch. And you're going to be like, oh, dude, what is a lucky punch, dude? These guys are professional fighters. There's no such thing as a lucky punch. Are we fucking joking right now? There's totally such thing as a lucky punch. There's totally such thing as a lucky punch. What are you fucking talking about? Most knockouts are lucky punches. Sean O'Malley's knockout versus Eddie Wineland was not a lucky punch. That was a really good knockout. His knockout against Thomas Almeida, not a lucky punch. His knockout against Aljo was pretty lucky, dude. Like, it was because they drilled that and it's good timing and whatever. But, I mean, it was pretty lucky. Let's be real. He's not doing that every time he fights Aljo. He's just not. And that means it's lucky. And people are going to be like, no, dude, there's no such thing. Okay, so you're telling me if Bradley Martin, I had to look up this dude's name, the 260 dude, you know. But I'm 260 though. I'm 260. I love it. I'm 260 though. That dude, if he knocks out Mighty Mouse, if they fought, like with a lucky punch, you'd be like, no, dude, it's because it's all skill. He knew Mighty Mouse's openings, dude. He just knew them. Oh, all right. Whatever. If you're going to say that, then you're too delusional to even talk to. If you're rooting for Sean O'Malley, I pray for your consciousness. Genuinely. I pray that it becomes better. And people are going to be like, but he's more entertaining. He's not, though. He's not. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know no one else has the confidence to say it. He's not more entertaining than Merab. For one simple reason. We've never seen a Merab before. We have seen Sean O'Malley's throughout the history of the UFC. There's Sean O'Malley's in every weight class. There has not been a single Merab ever to ever exist. Ever. So, Merab's more entertaining in my opinion. I understand if you say Sean O'Malley is, and you're like, well, dude, do you not like knockouts? No, I like knockouts. We see a knockout every fucking fight card. At least one. We see at least one knockout every single fight card. You know what we don't see every single fight card? People drowning the greats like Piotr Jan for 5 rounds. We don't see that every fight card. We don't see someone completely humiliating Nurmagomedov wrestling for 5 rounds. We don't see that. We see knockouts every single card. Oh, whoa, whoa. We don't see people humiliating their opponents for 5 rounds. We don't see that. And you could be like, yeah, well, Merab usually loses 2 rounds. But the rounds he doesn't lose are dominant. The rounds he does lose are close. Okay? And you're like, oh yeah, but he gets dropped. Yeah, because he sucks at striking. And he's still dominating people like Sean O'Malley, who's, oh dude, this dude's the best striker of all time. He's dominating him. He's dominating people like Umar, who's the worst matchup possible for him. Short, stocky, explosive, with the best wrestling that we've ever seen in MMA. The Nurmagomedov wrestling. Not Umar particularly, but terrible nightmare matchup from Merab. And I didn't even pick Umar for that because I was like, I don't see Umar knocking him out. I kind of see Sean, though. I kind of see the ability of Sean to knock him out, which really pisses me off. That's the main reason I don't want this fight to happen, because I want Merab to be champ. So that's why I'm like going on a tangent about Sean O'Malley. It's not really hate for Sean O'Malley. It's more just love for Merab that I like want him to be champ until he's like 45. I mean, how old is he? Like 36 now? So if he beats this, he also beats the record? Oh, he's 34. Dude, he looks so old. Sorry, Merab, but you look so old, dude. So let me break this fight down again. Sean O'Malley has 2 or 3 choices. He either fights more aggressively, more passively, or the exact same. We know what happens if he fights the exact same, right? Unless he finds the knockout shot. We know what if he fights more passive, he's going to land half the strikes, but he's going to get takedown half as many times. But if he fights more aggressively, he's going to get takedown 100% more and maybe land, you know, a couple more strikes, but he's going to get taken down at will. And people are like, oh, but he didn't get taken down at will in the first fight. Sean O'Malley was patient in the first fight. Merab doesn't take people down at will. Merab landed almost 50%. I think it was 6 for 14. He landed almost 50% of his takedowns in that fight. Merab does not do that. Merab lands like usually under like 20% of his takedowns, if that. So Merab doesn't usually take people down as effectively as he was taking down Sean O'Malley. And maybe that's why he got gassed in the 5th round with the body shots and actually going for takedowns. But I think Merab has some confidence in his striking from the Umar fight too. And what I really think might happen, Merab, if you're watching this, I know it's too early. I posted this too late, so if you're watching this though, please just go out there with a spinning back fist and knock him out in the first second. Just throw it up there, just land it right there to his chin and knock him out in the first couple of seconds. That's what I'm predicting to happen. Actually, what I really think will happen is Sean will switch to ortho, throw a right leg kick, and while he's out balanced, Merab lands a crazy right overhand, drops him and pounds him out for the finish. And it's like, it's just would be the funniest thing if that's how Sean O'Malley loses this fight, is by first round KO. Because we all know he's probably going to lose by decision. But if he loses by first round KO, it's like, dude, what? See, and that's not even what I really want to happen. I don't mind a 5-round decision. It just is so, there's so much anxiety every second that Merab's fucking fighting. That's another reason why I like watching him fight. Almost every other fighter, it's like, once you get out of the second round, you kind of just relax and you're kind of just like, oh yeah, he's got it now. Merab, I just feel like at any chance he could just lose the fight, because he's going like this, he's bouncing around and he's just like frantic, and you're just watching this and you're like, how is this dude not gonna get knocked out? And then he doesn't, and he wins every fight by dominant decision. So I really hope Merab wins this. If he doesn't, Dana better watch his ass. That's all I'm gonna say. But no, in all actuality, this fight is a terrible matchup. Just because I don't want to see Merab lose, not because it's actually a bad matchup or this or that. It was closer than the Umar fight, in my opinion. I think the Umar fight was way more dominant. Over 4 rounds, I think it was 4-1. 4-1 Merab clear. But maybe, no, because he didn't win the first 2. But Sean O'Malley won the 3rd and the 5th or something, or the 2nd and the 5th. And that's really bizarre. That's really bizarre that he won the 5th round. But I think if Sean O'Malley doesn't win... Okay, also, 2 things I need to say. 2 things that really make me think Sean O'Malley's going to win. First, he has no dye in his hair. His hair is brown, which in one of my previous videos, I said if he comes out with brown hair, he'll probably win. And he's coming out with brown hair. He also has gyno, pretty fucking bad right now, on his right side. He has pretty bad gyno, so you know he's juicing up for this fight. And you know Dana's not testing him, because he doesn't want a fair sport. He wants the sport that he wants. I hate Dana White, dude. Oh my God, bro. How is this dude still in his job? How is this dude still in his job? He's gonna give us Volk versus Rodriguez, and he still has a fucking job. Dude, we gotta revolt. We gotta go to the PI when he's there, and with fucking pitchforks and the fucking torches, and fucking walk in there and fucking poke his ass out of the UFC, dude. Like, we need to heat him with heat the top of the pitchforks with the torches and fucking put it on his ass. He's gonna have little pitch hole forks on his ass, bro. We need to get this dude out of the fucking UFC. He's ruining this fucking sport. He's terrible at his fucking job. And they need to give the UFC to MMA YouTube. That's what they need to do, genuinely. That would make the UFC revenue so much higher. Because we know what you guys want. Yes, me with 44 subscribers. I am part of MMA YouTube. But yeah, in all actuality, I think Merab still will win. And I think if Sean O'Malley loses, we might see like a mental break. I genuinely think we might see a mental break. I put his wife and kids, or his wife and child in protective custody, you know, if he loses this. We're gonna see a mental break, dude. This dude he's locked in. He's locked in, dude. Like he wasn't locked in last fight because he was smoking weed. Sure. He said he barely even does that. He says most of the things you see me doing are just, you know, which may be just him coping. Maybe this is good for his career. But I think we're going to see him lose again. And if we see him win, it's going to be really disappointing, honestly. It's going to be really disappointing. People are going to be like, you don't want to see a KO? No, I don't want to see an early stoppage where Merab gets dropped and hit 2 times on the ground and they stop the fight. That's what I don't want to see, and that's what's going to happen. Because the UFC loves Sean O'Malley. For some reason, they don't understand the fan base loves Merab. Because they pay 13-year-olds to come cheer O'Malley at the stands, and casuals who have millions of dollars to spend on UFC events, I guess, and come to the press conference and they're like, I love you, Sean O'Malley. Look at my clown hair. And then Merab's just up there like, no, these guys love me. And another thing, if Sean O'Malley does win, Merab, you are still my favorite fighter. This is annoying what they're doing to you. Merab is still my favorite fighter if Sean O'Malley wins. And I really think what's going to happen, genuinely, this is my actual pick of what I think is going to happen, just because I hate the UFC so much and they're so terrible at their fucking job. I think Merab dominates round 1 easily. Round 2 comes along and Sean O'Malley lands a right hand pretty clean. Merab like falls back like this and then goes to get up, goes for the takedown. Sean lands 2 punches, like 2 hammer fists, while Merab is in the takedown, and they stop the fight. And Merab gets back up and he's like, what? What? How do you stop that? I literally am on a takedown right now. How do you stop that? Like halfway through Merab fucking sweeping his legs for the takedown, they're like, oh, the fight's over. Sean O'Malley's the winner. That's what's gonna happen because the UFC fucking hates. They fucking hate having the best win. They fucking hate it. I fucking hate it. And I hate the UFC, dude. Why do I watch this shit? Why do I watch this shit? Gosh, bro. We could have had Merab versus Corey Sandhagen. And that would have been a 5 million times better fight than fucking Sean O'Malley again. What the fuck did this dude do to deserve the shot besides dye his hair and smoke weed? What the fuck did this dude do? Genuinely, what did he do to deserve this shot? Did he knock out Eddie Wineland, man? Yeah, 5 fucking years ago. Dude, he knocked out Aljo in one of the earliest stoppages you'll ever see. That was like the Alex versus Yuri fight, which I'm an Alex fan, and I was like, oh, that was a little early. That was a little early. Yuri was kind of getting back up. But he saw in the rematch what happened there. I don't think that would have happened with Aljo and Sean in a rematch. I really don't. I really don't. But, you know, Yuri had to do so fucking much. He had to do so much work to get back to the belt. And Sean's just like, yeah, dude, I feel better now. And Dana's like, I got you, kid. I got you. You're the sugar show. You're the sugar show. Even though he's probably not even a top 5 star in the UFC. I wouldn't even say top 10. Maybe top 10. But I wouldn't even say top 10. For me personally, definitely not. But that's a personal bias, so I'm not going to say that he's not top 10. But top 5, I don't think so. I'm very curious who the top 5... Who are the top 5 most followed UFC fighters? Yeah, he's not top 5. He's not top 10. Dude, he's not top 20. He's not even on here. He's not even on here. Merab is on here and he's not even on here. Yeah, he's not even top 10, dude. He's not even top 10. And I mean, most of the people that are in the top 10 are like far retired, so maybe that's not completely fair to say, but still, y'all are acting like this dude is a superstar. If you are what you say you are. That's the gayest walkout. Dude, I have a friend. I'm not going to name him because I don't want to fully embarrass him. He was like, I think Sean O'Malley's walkout is the best walkout. Bro, Sean O'Malley's walkout is what you expect, like, fucking a Croatian lesbian to walk out to. Like, Yuri, you know? Like, this is how legends are made. That's how the superstar shit is, bro. If you are what you say you are, a superstar, then have no fear. Your time is here and the lights are on. Dude, that shit is the gayest shit ever. That shit is so gay. And Merab ain't losing to no straight fag. Alright? He might lose to a real fag like Umar or John Jones, but no straight fag in Sean O'Malley. No way. But yeah, that's really all I gotta say. If Sean O'Malley wins, watch your ass, Dana White. Peace.